Let's kick things off with a question that pretty much every income-focused investor has asked themselves at one point or another.
For generations, the answer to that was super simple. You just bought utility stocks. But in today's market, is that still the right move? Welcome to another video on investment basics by Mr. Majid Butt, who is an accountant, software programmer, and investment researcher. Today, we are going to dissect a sector that so many people still think of as a total safe haven. But as you're about to see, the game has completely, fundamentally changed. And you'll definitely want to stay tuned because at the end of this video, we've got a practical, actionable checklist for any investor who's even thinking about this sector. Seriously, you won't want to miss it.
All right, so here's our game plan. We're going to start by busting that old safe haven myth wide open. Then we'll see how deregulation came in and just completely rewrote all the rules. We'll break down what a modern utility company actually looks like, uncover the hidden dangers of regulation and debt, and then wrap it all up with an absolutely essential survival guide for investors.
Okay, so let's hop in the time machine for a second and look at how people used to see utility stocks. For the longest time, decades, they were the absolute bedrock of any conservative, reliable investment portfolio.
You know, what's so telling here is that phrase, widows and orphans. That says everything, doesn't it? These were the stocks for people who absolutely positively could not afford to lose their money. They needed that steady, reliable dividend check, and for ages, utilities delivered. They were predictable, they were stable, and yeah, they were kind of boring, but that was their biggest selling point. So what on earth changed?
Well, the one-word answer is deregulation. A massive tectonic shift happened that just shattered the old model and turned this entire sector completely on its head.
See, before 1992, most utilities were what you'd call regulated monopolies. They basically owned their customers, and state regulators pretty much guaranteed them a certain profit. It was an incredibly stable, predictable way to do business. But then, a landmark federal law in 1992 came along and just blew that whole model to pieces. It forced these companies to open up their power grids to competition. And just like that, the floodgates opened, and these safe, sleepy companies were tossed into a brand new, cutthroat world.
And this right here just lays it all out perfectly. The whole industry went from this cozy world of guaranteed returns to a highly competitive, volatile commodity market. Think about it. Electricity is the ultimate commodity. One electron is exactly the same as any other. So in this new world, utility companies suddenly had to compete on price, all while carrying these massive fixed costs for their power plants and equipment. This just fundamentally changed the investment appeal of the entire sector.
Now, to really get where the new risks are hiding, you got to understand that a utility company isn't just one single business. It's actually 3 different operations all bundled together, and each one has its own set of rules and economics.
So first up, you've got generation. These are the power plants themselves. Thanks to deregulation, this is now basically the Wild West of the utility business. It's the most competitive part by far, where new, independent power producers can just jump in, drive down the price of electricity, and squeeze everybody's profits. Next, you have transmission. Think of these as the super highways of the electrical grid, those giant towers and high-voltage lines that carry power over huge distances. Now, this part of the business has a fantastic economic moat. Nobody's going to build a rival set of transmission lines right next to the existing ones. But here's the catch. Because it's a monopoly, federal regulators step in and cap the profits to make sure they're not gouging customers. So while it's super stable, the upside is pretty limited.
And finally, there's distribution. This is the final mile, that local network of poles and wires that brings electricity right to your front door. This is the strongest monopoly of them all. But just like with transmission, state regulators cap the returns on investment. So again, it's a very safe business, but it's almost impossible for these companies to generate those knockout profits for their shareholders.
So now that we kind of see how the business is put together, let's pull back the curtain on 2 hidden dangers, things that are often overlooked, that create some major risks for investors in today's utility sector.
The first danger is regulation itself. You know how they say location, location, location in real estate? Well, for utilities, it's regulation, regulation, regulation. It is a tangled, constantly shifting web of state and federal rules that dictates pretty much everything a company can do. For an investor, trying to untangle that mess and figure out how it's going to impact the bottom line, well, it's an incredibly difficult job.
And the second big danger is financial leverage, or let's just call it what it is, debt. The average utility has a debt-to-total capital ratio of 60%. So think about that. For every single dollar of capital in the business, 60 cents of it is borrowed money. So why is all this debt so dangerous now? Well, back in the old regulated world, debt was like rocket fuel.
Since your profits were basically guaranteed, you could borrow money to amplify the returns for your shareholders. It was a great trick. But in today's competitive market, that same debt becomes a heavy anchor, dragging on your cash flow whether you're winning or losing against your competitors. It's a huge risk.
So, with all of these challenges, you've got competition, you've got this complex regulation, you've got a ton of debt. How in the world is an investor supposed to navigate this sector? Well, this brings us to that practical survival guide we promised at the beginning. Let's go through it.
Okay, first point, utilities are no longer the safe havens they once were. Treat them with an appropriate amount of caution. This is the absolute foundation. You have to get this new reality into your head. That old widows and orphans way of thinking isn't just outdated, it's flat out dangerous now. You have to approach this sector with a very healthy dose of caution.
Number 2, the competitive structure utilities must operate under is largely set at the state level. Some states have gone far along the deregulation path, others have utilities that are fully regulated. Keeping track of changing regulations in different states can be maddening, but it is necessary to understand the sector. What this really means is that all regulation is local. You can't just analyze a utility. You have to become a mini expert on the rules in the specific states where that company operates. A utility in a stable, regulated state is a completely different beast than one in a volatile, deregulated market.
All right, number 3. Regulated utilities tend to have wide economic moats because they operate as monopolies. But it's important to keep in mind regulation does not allow these firms to parlay this advantage into excess returns. In addition, regulation can and often does change. This is so important. Having a monopoly sounds great, right? But that moat protects the business from competitors, not from a regulator. A state commission can cap your returns with a stroke of a pen, and there's not much you can do about it.
Moving on to number 4. Another risk all utilities face, deregulated or not, is environmental risk. Most power plants generate pollution of some kind. Should environmental regulations tighten, costs could go up. This is a huge, lingering risk. A future change in environmental laws could force a company to spend billions of dollars on upgrades for its power plants. And that's money that could have gone to shareholders as dividends, but instead it's just being spent to stay compliant. A classic example of a value-destroying activity.
Number 5. Utilities have a great deal of leverage, both operational and financial. This is not so important for regulated firms, but it exponentially raises risk for companies facing increasing competition. This is just a powerful reminder that debt is a multiplier. In that old, stable world, it multiplied your profits. But in today's competitive world, it multiplies your risks, and it can push a struggling company towards a real crisis fast. Next up, number 6. If you buy a utility for its dividend, make sure the firm has the financial wherewithal to keep paying it. You have to beware of the dividend trap. A stock with a sky-high dividend yield isn't always a bargain. Sometimes it's a massive red flag that the company is in trouble and the market knows it. Remember, one of the first things a struggling company does to save cash is slash that dividend.
And finally, number 7, utilities that operate in stable, regulatory environments with relatively strong balance sheets while staying focused on their core businesses are the best bets in the sector. This right here is the blueprint. This is what a potentially strong investment in this space looks like today. You're basically searching for the most boring companies you can find. Low debt, operating in predictable states, and just sticking to the basics of what they do best.
So, the big takeaway is this. The quiet, peaceful days in the utilities sector are over. The game has changed, and as an investor, you have to be incredibly selective. While there are still solid companies out there, blindly buying any old utility for safe, reliable income is a playbook from a bygone era. Which really leaves just one final question for you to think about. Now that you know the real risks, does a utility stock still have a place in your portfolio?